we get scoot back a little bit. Video is always different when we pull up YouTube than it is when we're just shooting video with the phone. Isn't that
You got your head cut off.
Well, I'm trying to fix it. Did that fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Is my head cut off now? Did that fix it? Is my head cut off? Huh?
There, say hello.
Hello? Hello, everybody.
We're early.
We always are. And there's a reason for that.
Why is that?
I just want to make sure everything works. And if for some reason something's not working, then it allows me time to make it work.
Aha.
Right?
I suppose so.
See, that's why I do the technical stuff. Can they hear us? I see someone commenting.
Well, I'm not getting any of it at the moment. There you go. Hello, Deborah.
Evidently.
Wild West Wash Services says video looks good. Sounds good. John Duke says it's working.
Awesome.
So we're working.
Yeah. This is we're actually shooting from the kitchen inside the trailer. And Delilah, for some reason, is really needy right now.
Come here.
We don't know why.
Come here.
She's,
come on.
We've been real busy here lately and haven't been home much. And so anyway, okay. Are you better now? Is that better?
Cargo on.
Hey, Cargo on. How are y'all doing up there in New Jersey way? What's the temperature like up there? What's the weather like up there?
Ora Bauer says, howdy.
Hey, Ora. Hey, glad to have you on here, buddy. Appreciate that. We've had some nippy, just for your information, Cargo on. The Cargo on, they're up New Jersey way. See, I didn't make fun of it and say New Jersey. I said New Jersey. But
we're tripping. Hello.
Hey, we're tripping. Marvin and Mary. Awesome. Should we tell everybody that Marvin and Mary is in the campground where we are right now?
Almost didn't recognize you without your glasses because that's the only thing they see different.
That's the only thing they see different is me not wearing glasses?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we hope you're feeling better. Hope everything's going well for you, for sure. But the temperatures here, we have, it is tomorrow, well, the day after tomorrow will be the 1st of November. And generally speaking, this time of year, it's still pretty mild, but we've had a few nippy nights and mornings.
Somebody figured out what was different about you.
And,
hi, Aaron.
And was it Aaron?
No.
Is he he's not the one that figured
it
out?
Someone else.
So, anyone else commented? I'm not going to spur
Hi,
it out.
April and Charles.
Yeah, I'm not.
See you in February. That sounds exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah, are they coming down to the rendezvous? I guess
they are.
Awesome. That's getting nearer and nearer, logically speaking, by the minute.
John says it's 59 there.
Oh, really? Where at?
In Mississippi.
Oh, that John. Sorry, John. I know him as Johnny.
Johnny.
59 there. Well, it's probably, I would say it's mid to upper 40s right now. I don't know. I
don't know.
I don't know.
Yuck.
Maybe Marvin can look it up right quick while he's watching and tell us, because he happens to be within, a couple of blocks from us right now.
Actually, he's within 100 feet of us.
Oh, is he really? Yeah, okay, everybody. Marvin and Mary is visiting us for a few days here at the campground. And after we get done doing this, we're going to go out and hop in their pickup. It's a Ford, but I'll make myself go get in a Ford.
83 in Texas.
And we're going to run up and have some Mexican
That's awesome,
food.
Aaron. It's not 83 here.
It's not here. No, we're in that spot wherever it was, and we were looking down around Tallahassee. I was looking at the weather there, and even they were, they were maybe like 6-7 degrees warmer than us. Not a lot. So whatever hit us is getting that far south. So
Jersey Style says hello.
Cool. How many do we have on right now?
We're tripping says it's 57.
57. So I was a little off on that.
We've
Well,
got
it feels
30
a lot cooler than that.
39 people here.
So it's 59 down in Mississippi, and it's 57 here.
Yeah.
I'll bet 59 down there feels warmer than the 57 here.
45 in Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, we're still working on the cargo trailer.
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate you saying it turned out nice. It did. It is. Every time we do something else and complete the task, it's like, wow, that was good.
Now, we did upload a new video this morning showing our latest project and what we got done so far. And while we're still here in Northwest Arkansas, and we will be pulling out of here November 21st, moseying south to an undisclosed location in Florida to install our solar panels and to work on a few other
86
things.
in Phoenix.
Oh, of course. But
54 in Illinois.
but yeah, we did upload a new video this morning. And
Are you sure your Tesla can pull it?
my Tesla?
Oh, we don't have a Tesla.
I don't have a Tesla.
Nothing that modern.
No, I've got a 2004 Chevy Express 2500 van that we absolutely love. But,
8 centigrade here in Toronto,
oh,
Canada.
okay.
I don't know how that converts. I don't have the math for that.
Yeah.
I think that means you're in the 40s.
I don't know.
Fahrenheit.
I don't know what. I can't do the conversion. I have to Google it. I have to consult the rectangle of knowledge, and I'm using the rectangle of knowledge to do this right now.
Right.
So, anyway, and we picked up on that term, rectangle of knowledge, from watching
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Winds. That's how that's what they refer to it as, is the rectangle of knowledge.
Which we thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. So we stole it.
So what have we been doing?
What have we been doing? Working. Well, we had the wedding yesterday. Our granddaughter's wedding, Katie, had the wedding yesterday, and of course they had already married. They got married at the height of the pandemic. Yeah, the C-demic, the C-demic. There's a new word.
The C-demic. There, I like that.
So they went to a justice of the peace, and so we had the formal ceremony yesterday. And I had the privilege of officiating it. And I thought, well, since they're already married and everything, and, no big deal, that I wouldn't cry. But I had to ask for a moment.
He sang a song as she walked down the aisle.
Yeah.
And he told himself he was going to shut his eyes so that he didn't see her. But evidently he opened his eyes.
I cracked my eyes open just a little bit as she was coming down the aisle. And it's the first time I'd seen her in her wedding dress. And anyway.
There you go.
And the song was it was one of those kind of songs. I did record that song.
Hi, Jim and Linda.
Jim and Linda.
From Virginia.
Okay. Anyway, I did record that song so I could send it to her so she'd know. And it's a covered song from a gentleman named Dermont Kennedy. The name of the song is What Have I Done? And after I recorded the song, I put together a little slideshow of our own featuring the love of my life. Where's Delilah?
No, she went back.
No,
she's still sitting on the step.
You all know who the love of my life is, but I put a little slideshow together with that, and I did post it on Facebook for a few days. I thought about posting it on YouTube for a little while, and I might do that still, but we'll see what happens with that. 54
and rain in Cincinnati. Yeah. We have had rain. We finally got some sunshine today. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful. Still didn't hardly get out of the 60s though, if I remember correctly. But still,
no, it's nice during the heat of the day, during the sunshine of the day.
I can handle 20-some degrees if the sun's shining and no wind is blowing. But I wouldn't want to have a steady diet of it, that's for sure. That's why we're going where we're going. That's right. For sure.
South.
So, we've still got some more stuff to do on the trailer, obviously. We'll still be tinkering with odds and ends. But as we mentioned in the video that was uploaded this morning, what we're concentrating on right now is getting the main mechanical type stuff done right now. So that when we do, and we will be taking about a 2 or 3 week break, which will be the time we take to mosey from here down to the undisclosed location in Florida to install the solar panels and a few other things down there. So that'll give us, we'll be able to catch our breath and everything and be renewed, ready to do some more. But hopefully we will get to the point before we leave that all we have left is basic trimming and things like that.
Have you weighed your trailer?
No. Not yet, because it hasn't moved from this spot. Now, something that we did do, Because first and foremost, what I want to know before anything else, I want to know what my tongue weight is. And we are at a point where the nose of the trailer is pretty much done enough that we're pretty sure whatever the tongue weight is, it'll be the tongue weight no matter what.
Yeah, all we have to do up here is put the doors on. The
Yeah.
Revis shelves, which weigh nothing,
Right.
and then the doors that.
But what we did do, we ordered a product from a company called WaySafe, and they make several different scales that you can measure your tongue weight with, and 2 or 3 of them actually connect to your tow rig. And the least expensive one they have is a regular ball that has a scale on the bottom of the ball, and when you set your tongue down on that, set your trailer on that, then it will tell you your tongue weight. And I wanted to know what the actual tongue weight is right on the tongue, and I've read a lot of reviews on these, and all the reviews that I saw were promising, saying that they were fairly accurate. They also make one that is part of the receiver part, that actually slips in, and it has the little scale in there. And then they also make one that replaces your tongue jack, and has a scale on it. Of course, it's the most expensive of all of them, or them all are getting there anyway. But we did order that part. It did come in. Of all places, I tried to get it through Amazon. They said it'd be 3 weeks before it shipped. I looked at another company that we use out of Missouri from time to time. I'll go ahead and say it, E-Trailer, and they didn't have any in stock at the time. But lo and behold, I checked with Home Depot of all places, and they got it for us in what, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, it's ready to be picked up right now.
It's sitting at the local Home Depot down here in Rogers. So we're going to go pick it up, and so we will be doing the tongue weight pretty quick, because I need to know if I truly need to get a weight distribution hitch, and regardless of whether the hitch on my van is capable of handling the weight or not, once we get the tongue weight, regardless of that, eventually I will, no matter what, be getting a weight distribution hitch. But this will tell me if I need to get it now or if I have a little bit more time, because honestly, funds are tight.
Are you going to put a door on your clothes closets?
Yeah. I'm gonna
probably not before we pull out of here.
Yeah, not before we pull out of here, but yeah, they will be getting doors. In fact, we mentioned that in the video that we uploaded this morning, and I think we've mentioned it a couple times before that.
Yeah,
too.
But we would definitely have a closet doors in cabinet doors, and finish wrapping the bed.
Yeah,
and
when she says cabinet door, she's referring to the cabinets that were
in the kitchen.
Yeah, we're looking at the refrigerator right now. You guys can't see the refrigerator because it's to the back side of the camera. But the kitchen cabinets themselves that are on either side of the kitchen, and you've seen enough photos and videos to know what I'm talking about. We have to make our own doors for that, and but those probably won't get done until we get on down there, because we intend to install what they call Revis shelf kits, which is a wire basket type kit. If you get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, we've used those in the red trailer, and we found that those will handle the abuse of towing these rolling earthquakes down the road, and hold up fine. So that's why we're going to go with the Revis shelf kits again for that. Anything else?
How long will you be winterizing in Florida?
We're gonna be down there at different spots, different areas through. We head back this direction around March the 15th, and hopefully we'll beat the weather. We've got to be back here in Northwest Arkansas for about a 2-week period around April the 1st. We'll come on back here, arrive back here around April the 1st, spend a couple of weeks here, long enough for routine doctor visits. I'll have to have another treatment done to my skin cancer on my head, which I'm getting ready to do one of those this coming Thursday. And taxes. We got to do our taxes.
The things you got to do.
Yeah, and then we're hitting the road again, and we're our plans are to head north and east, and eventually end up in New Hampshire, where some friends of ours are going to be spending the summer up there, and we want to visit with them. And I think Marvin and Mary is trying to figure out a way to travel along with us as well.
Why is your location undisclosed? because we're working, and it's a private residence.
Yeah, it's a private residence, and we need to concentrate on working. We love it when people stop by to visit, and since we've been here, we've had a lot of people
Stop by
to
and visit, and it's been awesome.
and it's been awesome. But when we have certain things that we need to get done, and we don't want to tell people you need to leave so we can work, so we take the time to visit with them. But 2 hours of not working is precious time, and it's just, I can't say it any other way but that.
What kind of bracket did you use to mount your TV?
We made our own. We used we built a French cleat. And in fact, if you go back, I can't remember, it's our walkthrough rough-in video, which is going to be probably 7 or 8 videos back.
Probably.
We show how the French cleat works.
But there's lots of YouTube videos out there about how to make a French cleat.
Yeah, French cleats are easy and very inexpensive and work very well. So,
do you choose your location more on cost or on how much you like it, or both?
Both.
Both.
Both. We normally we are on a budget. We have to travel. We pretty much have to travel on what we draw on Social Security. And we've mentioned this many, many times in the past. You hear all this talk about what the national average is. We're nowhere near what the national average is. I don't know where this national average came from. But together, Deb and I together draw less than $2,000 a month in Social Security. I mean, I don't mind telling people that. That's what we draw. And so our traveling and everything has to be based on that.
Right.
So
we stay where we get the best price,
right.
But we're also kind of picky. We like, and that's why we normally stay at Corps of Engineer campgrounds, because we get a discount.
Yeah, we get the senior discount. I'm sorry.
And they're usually always on water.
Yeah. And
the sites are usually always, separated a little bit. We're not jammed up next to each other.
Yep.
And
on our fees run average because of when you have the senior pass, the America the Beautiful senior pass, and you qualify for that. And we've mentioned this so many times. In fact, we're going to be doing another video here before long, because in order to have our spot that we have right now, which is at a Corps of Engineer campground, we agreed to volunteer work for them for 3 days a week during the summer season while we've been here. And then, of course, the rest of the time, we're able to work on the trailer. But we have our senior pass, and because of that, we get a 50% discount, and you qualify for that when you turn 62. And right now, the senior pass is $80. Once you turn 62, you can get the senior pass. You can get it online. Just go into recreation.gov, www.recreation.gov. Type in search window America the Beautiful Pass, and they have several different passes available. And if you're 62 or over, you want to look for the one that they call the senior pass, and it's $80 for a one-time lifetime fee for the senior pass. It used to be 10, but they went up to 80 4 years ago?
4, I think.
4 or 5 years ago. But it's a one-time fee of that, and then you get a 50% discount on camping fees. And when you are staying at a campground that your average fee is roughly $26 a night or so, you're getting it for $13.
This cat is not hilarious. She's in a mood tonight.
Yeah,
she's just being ornery.
Yeah, she's ready to be.
She's trying to convince me.
You're going to have to go to bed without your supper.
She's trying to convince me to let her go outside, and
we'll let her go out. What's she going to hurt?
Because I'm not out there.
Well, that's fine. She'll be ready to come in here pretty quick. Besides, but be sure and get that. Now they also have passes for disabled folks. There's a disabled pass.
Military.
There's a military pass. So if you don't qualify for the senior pass yet, you might qualify for one of these other passes, which a lot of them will give you the same benefits. So go in and research that at recreation.gov. And then type in the search
somebody
window.
here says also keep your old passes, then you can turn them in for credit on your senior pass.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I did not know that. That's cool. But Corps of Engineer campgrounds are probably one of the best kept secrets There is, and more people are discovering them now, and some tell us that we're partially responsible for that. but because while we were camp hosting here, and tomorrow is closing day, that it's the last day this park is open, and yes, we're ready for that to happen. But what was I don't even know what I was going to say. Now.
I don't know either.
I don't remember.
I don't know either.
The thing about it is most of them are beautiful. They're in beautiful spots.
Mr. Joni, Joey 1570. Miss Kay and I are heading to Florida for a week to attend a wedding. We will be towing our 7x14 cargo camper.
Fantastic.
With our 2017 Nissan Titan XD down Interstate 95. This is their longest trip yet, and we're excited. Well, we're excited for you. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. You know, the culture is growing and growing, the cargo conversion culture. And we, besides Deb and I, we actually have 2 other cargo conversions in the campground right now. And in fact, on the, Marvin and Mary's here, and we have another gentleman that's here, and I filmed a walkthrough video of his, and he is a bachelor. He travels with his faithful companion, which is a Australian Shepherd. I think he said miniature Australian Shepherd. I can't remember exactly.
It's got the most beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah, that dog is beautiful, and the personality is just unreal. This dog is just awesome. But I did a walkthrough video on his, which I hope to have edited and ready to go up in the next few days. But his is just absolutely beautiful. His trailer really come out nice. And we just get so excited when we see folks, taking the bull by the horns and coming up with these very unique creations built to suit their particular needs and their particular
And that's the
purpose.
Beauty of building your own.
Exactly. And we always stress that. We stress that so much, that what is right for this person may not be right for you, but let's be honest, it's none of your business.
It's not, you're not living in it.
So when you go in there and say, I would not do that like that, our answer is, then don't. Because you want to build yours to fit you and your needs. So
your taste, your needs,
exactly.
your priorities.
Yep.
What you're planning on doing with it, how you're going to live in it.
And one thing we always try to make sure that we do, we never do our videos and we never try to put on the air that we think that everybody should do everything the way we do it, because we don't feel that way at all. The only reason why we do the videos that we do, showing what we're doing on our trailer, is maybe, just maybe, even though you would not build yours like ours, and really we prefer it that way. I mean, come on.
But you can steal some ideas.
But you might be able to pick up something that we've learned that you can use in your particular build. And
what is your overhaul ceiling weight? What is your trailer overall height?
We got it. It's 7'6" inside. We ordered this one 7'6" tall. And the main reason why we did is because our red trailer was 7 foot high, but we got this one 7'6". Now this is inside dimensions. The overall height from the ground to the top, I don't really know yet. I haven't measured that yet, to be honest with you, but it is going to be, even though it's only 6 inches taller inside than the red trailer was, it's going to be probably close to a foot taller than the red trailer was altogether, because this one has straight axles, whereas the red trailer had the 4-inch drop axles.
Hi, fit to be tied.
Hey, Beth, how you doing? So happy to see that
Somebody
you're
said
on.
your wine glass is empty, must need to refill it.
It is. That's why I was holding on to it. Can you put some more in that? And see, we're going to go to a Mexican restaurant with Marvin and Mary after we get done with this. But it's okay for me to go ahead and sip on wine because Marvin's driving.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Yeah.
Marvin didn't think that through, did he?
No, he did. At first, we were talking and we thought, I said, now we can go in separate vehicles. The restaurant's just around the corner. It's not very far. And Marvin said, okay, yeah, we can do that. And I said, or we could all ride together because, you have a 4-door pickup. And he said, well, that's fine. We'll just do that. And really, he didn't know that what I was planning on doing.
Bill's secret.
I had a secret. Sorry, Marvin.
Yeah. Poor Marvin. Not fair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, what else?
John Duke says, I like the way you think.
This is another wine. But I need to back up a little bit. We was talking about, because somebody asked why the undisclosed location thing,
Mhm.
because we do have a lot of people that visit us. And when we were up at this campground for family business 6 months ago, it turned out that all the people camped around us were followers of ours, and we didn't know that. And of course, they would come over one day at a time and say, "Are you Bill and Deb?" And we say, "Yeah." And, "Oh, we follow you on YouTube." And then the next day, the one that was over to the other side of us, they came up and said, "We follow you on YouTube." Then the next thing I know, then we had these folks come up from Fort Smith, and they happened to be in the campground, and they were followers of ours, and they brought us presents. And they brought us a bottle of Fireball, wasn't it?
Yes.
And a bottle of
Post wine.
the Post wine that we like, the Post Concord.
So I got glasses and we had a party.
So those followers and the other two followers, we sat around and we sipped on all that stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, for a while. But Deb and I also discovered another wine, because once you leave Arkansas, it's really, really hard to find that Post wine because it's an Arkansas wine. And we discovered, for those of you that, happen to find us at other states.
Never mind that comment. How embarrassing.
Manischewitz Blackberry Wine. Manischewitz Blackberry Wine. That is really some good stuff right here. But anyway, that's what we're sipping on right now, and it's less expensive than the Post Concord. What?
Baby Zoomer said they are heading to Florida from Arizona in January, and hopefully they can come by the rendezvous in February just to say hi. That would be fantastic.
And that would be awesome. Even though the campground for now, they're telling me, because I talk to them, I try to talk to them regularly down there, and that's going to get more frequent, our discussions, as we get nearer to that. But even though the campground so far is full, you're sure welcome to come by and say hi for a day or whatever. We'll figure out a way to, have a place for y'all to sit and visit and stuff like that.
We are very excited about it.
You have no idea. As the week draws closer and closer, the more excited we get about the rendezvous, the upcoming rendezvous, because we're gonna meet some old friends again. And we're also going to be able to meet a whole lot of new and interesting folks.
Well, we've kind of been in contact with them, but we haven't actually met a lot of these people or seen their rigs. And that's the exciting part, is to see how everybody does their own individual thing.
Yeah.
Makes it exciting.
And come prepared to see Bill walk up someday holding a camera and say, "Hey, what do you think?"
What do you think?
Hey, what do you think? But because we are really excited. We have met so many wonderful folks. We really, really have.
This lifestyle, we really have. We've met so many and lifetime type friends.
Yes.
Unless we, upset them somehow. Unless Bill upsets them somehow.
I am a sweetheart.
Okay. Here, have some wine.
Here, have some wine.
Here, have some wine.
Anyway, any other questions?
Someone else is getting ready to build their 7x16 toy hauler.
Cool.
Awesome.
Fabulous. Absolutely
I think that is so exciting that you're going to starting your build, and just don't get discouraged. Hang in there.
Yep.
It will eventually get done.
Yep. And, several little things that I could suggest, and of course, first and foremost, and I'm sure those of you that are getting ready to start a build have probably already thought about this, but first thing you need to do, because let's keep in mind, folks, that the cargo trailer manufacturers, they build these things to do what? They build them to haul cargo. And it's up to us to make them suitable for our intended purposes. And So one of the first things you need to do, of course, especially if you're going to pull the interior skin off.
Secret locket, if you could email us that information, and we can probably know someone that would take your spot. If you will email at us at
iRideTinyHouse@gmail.com.
I always want to put adventures in there, and
I
it's
know,
not.
and we don't do it in that. It's iRideTinyHouse@gmail.com.
Right.
iRideTinyHouse.
And I'm sorry you can't make it, but it's exciting that you bought property in New Hampshire.
Well, and for those that can't make it for one reason or another, if something, things happen, because we planned this a year. It's going to be a year.
Life happens sometimes.
Don't worry about it, because believe me, that spot will be filled, because we've had several people reach out to us.
But
saying,
we'll miss not seeing you.
Yeah, we will. But we've had several people reach out to us, saying if you have a cancellation, I'd be happy to take it. So don't let that concern you. Okay. So we're going to miss you, but.
Dan, I'm glad to hear that you got solar panels for your Blue Eddies. That's awesome.
Awesome. Fantastic. But back to what I was talking about a minute ago, if you're going to pull the skin off on the inside, you need to get some Lexel or some kind of a sealer, and you need to run around, at least run on either side of the metal studs wherever there is an overlapping seam on the outside of the trailer. Because a lot of times that's where water leaks will start to appear sometimes, that somehow the water will find a way to seep through where the overlapping seam is on each 4-foot wide aluminum skin that's on the outside of the trailer. And so if you run a bead of Lexel or some kind of a sealer on either side of those studs, that will save you some headaches down the road. It's always a good idea also, have someone stand outside with a garden hose with a sprayer nozzle on it, so you can put some pressure behind it and get up close to that trailer and have them spray up and down everything, everywhere, and then someone on the inside standing there watching for water coming through. The best thing, of course, is if you happen to have a heavy thunderstorm, run out there right quick and look and see if you can see water coming through, But it can happen. It can sure happen. Anything else?
Cargo One wants to know when there is a cancellation.
Okay. Well,
how did you come to the decision on the size of your current income?
Come to the decision on what now?
On the size.
On the size of the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Considering our current income?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay.
Current home.
Current home?
Well, Deb wanted a 24-footer.
Yeah.
But our tow rig.
That's the main thing. I just didn't want to. One day we're going to have to get a new tow rig. We love our van, but we know that it's not going to last forever. It's got 245,000 miles on it, But right now it's running great. And of course, I have this theory. I try to fix things before they break. But I did not want to go to something that might overtax my current tow rig. That was one of the considerations. The other consideration, the reason why we limited it to a 20-footer, and another reason why we went with straight axles rather than the standard drop axles. We do stay a lot at Corps of Engineer campgrounds. That's most of our campgrounds are that way. Now, folks, and in fact, we're going to do a video about this someday. Again, a refresher video on things you need to know when camping with the Corps. We did one a couple of years ago. Well, we've learned a lot of new stuff since then, since we've been park attendants part-time here at this one. Folks, when you're in the Ozarks,
or any mountain,
or any hilly area like that, the chances of finding perfectly level spots for RVs is very slim.
Plus the size is important.
Too. Yeah, that's right. And honestly, and I may upset a few people when I say this, if there's some big RV people watching this right now that have huge rigs. But some of these people that come into these campgrounds, they will come in thinking that, they're going to be able to get their rig in there and no problem. And we have so many people come up to the booth after they try to get their rig into a spot, and they'll say, I can't get my rig in. Even though the spot is big enough to get the rig in, there's enough trees and stuff around. We're in the Ozarks where trees grow. I mean, come on. We're in a forested area. and they can't get it to go in. So then we have to try to figure out a way to move them to a different spot, or we'll have other people come in,
Or we don't have a spot to move them
or
to.
we don't have a spot to move them to. Yeah, because
the campground's
yeah,
packed.
this season has been unreal. This campground that we are at has been full to the brim almost every single weekend since we got here on the 1st of July, when we started volunteering here. So that's
Thank
why
you for the donation. We appreciate it.
yes, we do very much. So that's one reason why we stuck to the size that we have, because we intend to go to these places where we may have an issue with large rigs fitting. The next thing that kind of is a little, I mean, come on, let's this is a little irritating sometimes. People will come in and say, I can't get my rig level. Have you got a flatter spot for me? Because I can't get my rig level. And of course, one of the things that we mention is, well, when we know that we're staying in the Ozarks, where a lot, they're going to be like this, they're going to be like this, they're going to be like this, they're going to be like this. We carry an abundant supply of leveling blocks. And a lot of people come in here with no leveling blocks whatsoever, and then they can't get their rig level. So
or
then
not enough water hose.
Or
They only carry 25 feet.
Yeah.
I suggest you at least 50 to 75.
Right.
Or they only have 20 feet of electric cable.
Yeah.
You need to carry at least 50 to 75.
Because there's never going to be a guarantee that, that your power pedestal, folks, this ain't a resort. Corps of Engineer.
Another donation. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Corps of Engineer campgrounds are not a resort,
And that's what determined our size. It's
Right.
where we're going with this.
Yes, that's why we decided on the size that we did, and that's another reason why we went with.
And national parks even have a limit of the size that you can have.
Yeah.
And, we have some friends that have a little bit larger, but they haven't gone huge.
We've had some folks come into the campground. Quit squeezing my hand.
Well,
we've had some folks come into the campground, and they're beautiful, large RVs. And of course, they're seniors, so they're getting the site for $12, $13 a night. And they ask us what the Wi-Fi code is.
I'm sorry, Corps of Engineers does not have Wi-Fi. Not normally.
Ask us what the Wi-Fi code is.
How do you get Wi-Fi is another question.
We don't worry about it. Honestly, we don't worry about it. We do intend to get some kind of a booster for our phones eventually. But what we have found in our travels, now we have T-Mobile, and some people think T-Mobile is awesome. Other people think T-Mobile is the worst thing in the world, whatever. We haven't really had that much issues with T-Mobile. Now, there have been times when our neighbors on Verizon could get service and we couldn't. But we have never been in a situation where we couldn't drive 20 minutes
and get service.
And find service, So whenever we're at a campground where we don't have any service, we know how to go hunt for service. I have an app on my phone that, it shows me my signal strength, and I even have one that shows where the towers are located. And we also, when we're heading towards a campground, we periodically check our upload and download speeds when we're heading towards a campground, and even as we come down the hill into them, we check and see where we're at. We have a pretty good idea. If we don't have service once we get into the campground, we have a pretty good idea where it's going to be in a short drive from where we are.
We have instructions from our children
that
we have to stay in contact almost daily.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have service somewhere. We have to be able to go get it, say, hi, I'm here, we're alive.
So, we'll periodically, if we know where we have service, we'll drive 15, 20 minutes to where we have service, make all the pertinent calls, check our emails, stuff like that.
I think your 6x12 will fit perfectly in Itchituckney.
Yeah.
No problem.
Who?
Ken Simmons.
Oh, yeah, easily. Itchituckney has got plenty of room. Yeah. And Itchituckney's flat. So you don't have to worry about that there. I still put my trailer on when I know when we were there last year, we were there for about 2 months, and I went ahead and put the trailer on blocks, even though I didn't have to, simply because I knew I was going to be there for an extended period of time, because they gave us a really nice monthly rate, and I didn't want the tires down on the sand, which can be damp from time to time. And so I went ahead and put it on blocks, just
just for that reason,
just for that
to help
reason.
protect our tires a little
Exactly.
bit.
Yeah, sure enough.
A little bit.
But service really has not been an issue. There have been times when we had no service at all, but also something that we do as far as our favorite programs that we like to watch. We screen mirror to our TV, and as we're going down the road, and usually when you're out on an interstate, you're going to have good service, unless if you're out west in the middle of the west somewhere, out in the panhandle of Texas and out in there, you may have issues with service when you get way out in the middle of nowhere. But Deb will be downloading in her phone our favorite programs, because we have the special service with Hulu and Peacock and all those, where we can download our favorite programs, download up to 25 different programs from each place, whether it be Hulu or Peacock, or periodically we'll do Amazon Prime for a while, and then we'll drop it for a while, and then when they get new stuff, we'll pick it back up again. But and then we have plenty of stuff to watch, while we're where we're at.
Cargo On says, we hope to go out to the Pine Barrens in a few weeks. Have you heard of the Jersey Devil? No.
I have. I watched a documentary on it once.
Hi, Steve. Glad you came on.
The Jersey Devil. Yeah.
Does Bill write original music, or does he just do covers?
I've got
any CDs?
I got 4 or 5 songs that I wrote myself. Yeah.
I think you have 6.
Well, maybe I do.
But no, he does not have any CDs.
When I have, when we get to where we have more time, I'm going to be sitting down with the guitar more, and I've got several ideas for songs that I'll be messing with some.
That's why we did this place right here that we're sitting in right now. So Bill will have an area to practice.
I'll actually have a spot in the trailer where I can practice.
Instead of having to do it outside, and then you got to watch the weather, and sometimes you have neighbors that don't necessarily want to hear the same song
over and over and
over and over.
What time's it getting? Well, I can see a clock, but we're fine. We're fine. Anything else?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Not yet. How many people's on?
180.
Wow.
Hi, Dina.
Fabulous. Dina or Dinah?
Dinah. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Right.
I always
Make sure you get the right one,
Good night, John. Glad you're having company for dinner, and we will see you soon.
Yes, we will. Looking forward to it as well.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we will enjoy our Mexican food. We always do.
Yeah. A little too much.
Yeah.
Really? So only one person figured out what's different about me?
So far.
You're kidding.
Mm-hmm. Nobody else has joined in particularly.
Nobody else cares?
Mm-hmm. It's not that they don't care. They just don't notice. It's just.
They didn't notice anything?
It's so different that no one notices.
Here. So different?
Here.
Someone figured it out?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Who?
Dinah.
Well, Dinah comes to see me now and then. And her husband still has what I used to have. So, yeah, I figured Dinah would figure it out. Anything else?
Somebody else said no glasses.
Well, yeah, I'm not wearing glasses right now. That's true. But no, I had a goatee and I shaved it off. So I was.
Somebody else says, I knew he didn't look right. I just couldn't figure out why. Yeah. Why do you ask?
I got tired of messing with it.
Somebody else thought it was your Halloween mask.
Oh. Oh, shoot.
Someone else says you've come a long ways from your first build. Yes, we loved our first build. It had everything we possibly needed and wanted, and but yes, this one's a lot different. Yeah.
A lot of people have on our videos have expressed concern about, I built these appliance pedestals, which you can't see because they're behind the camera. And a lot of them have asked, how are we going to travel with those things there? And the answer is we may not travel with those things sitting there. We may be, which takes just a couple seconds, we may be taking them off of the pedestals and setting them on the bed while we travel. We haven't decided yet. There's lots of ways we could probably go ahead and anchor the pedestals down. But we just haven't decided yet, and we're not going to overly concern ourselves with that right at the moment anyway.
No, because I can easily set them on the.
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
says on the bed. The bed will have the TV.
Okay.
They will be on the floor.
Well, then Deb says we're going to set them on the floor.
That's what Deb says.
So, fortunately, but we do not intend, unless if we properly anchor these
No,
things
they
down,
won't ride there.
we do not intend to travel with these things on
And
the
our
pedestal.
totes in the red trailer, we put hook rings.
Yeah, we installed small D rings for all of our totes, you know, that are bins that are on the shelves. We installed D rings on either end of the shelf so we could run bungee cords across the whole end of place, which is exactly what we're going to do here too.
Yes.
Never once did we have any of these bins come out.
No.
Never.
No.
And all of the shelves that we built that these bins are setting in have a 3/4 inch lip at the front. We literally have to lift the bins up to pull them out. So that in itself also helps hold them in place.
And then the tower at the back, now when we had a tower in the other trailer, the red trailer, we never bothered with that because Bill put a lip on the top and a lip on the bottom. We built this tower roughly the same way. So we're not anticipating them having to be bungeed.
Yeah, on the storage tower that we had in the red one, we never bungeed that. And they always rode. But they were towards the front of the trailer.
John says, I haven't shaved in 45 years, Johnny.
I know, Johnny. And you worked real hard to get that beard where it's at, that's for sure.
You're right, Randy. Absolutely. These things are rolling earthquakes. So,
yes, absolutely.
So we try to take all that in consideration.
Yeah,
like the coffee pot, the Berkey will all go in the sink. It's just things I basically tend to the inside, securing it while Bill is getting the outside ready, and then we're ready to pull out and go to the next place.
All we can say is, folks, this ain't our first rodeo. You know, we traveled over 15,000 miles with the red trailer, and what we did not know at first, we learned very, very, very quickly. You know, so concerns over things falling off of shelves and things like that, we've got it covered. We got all that stuff.
We try to, yes, because it is a little bit of a pain to make sure everything is secure, but it's a lot worse pain to come in and have everything on the floor that's not supposed to be.
And you know, our procedure when we back into a spot, Deb helps me line it up where I want it on the spot. And then once that part is done, I finish the setup on the outside. I go ahead and unhook it from the van. I go ahead and get it leveled fore and aft. I go ahead and drop all of
they're wanting a real quick explanation of how you're going to secure the fridge.
I'm going to put a shelf on top, and I'm going to put a board on top, and then I'm going to screw through the shelf into the board, and it's done.
It's a little more involved than that.
All right, and I wish, you know, but that's how we did it in the red trailer. We Gorilla Glue construction adhesive will pretty much glue anything to anything. And what I'll be doing, and some other people have mentioned that I ought to use a product called P&L Marine, which I may look into that. I know George that has Humble Road, the YouTube channel Humble Road. He builds custom vans up in New Jersey, and he swears by P&L Marine whenever he glues stuff to the
Before
metal.
this comment goes away, the love seat, yes, the only one they had available was in the brown tones.
Yeah.
We are going to probably be doing something different, although we have looked at something else that we might like better. We haven't decided yet, so I'm holding off on spray painting this one until I figure out something else.
We discovered something else that was purely accidental, and we'll talk more about that later. But back to the shelf thing, back to what I'm going to do. I'm going to, of course, if you probably have to go back and look at some photos or some of the videos, you know, when you saw us shoot in the fridge, and you'll see how I have the panels on either side of the fridge. And those are secured very securely to the wall at the back, also at the header across the top. They're secured there. In addition to that, the way the cabinets are secured on either side, they come in and tie in to these side panels. So everything is tied together and everything strengthens everything. Okay. So my plan is with this one is to glue a board on the top of the tray, top of the refrigerator. But I'm also
with Gorilla Glue.
with Gorilla Glue or P&L Marine, one of those
I'm
other
sorry,
products. Yes, some of those real good adhesives. But I'll glue like a 1x8 or something like that across the top of the fridge, and it will line up. And then I'll build also a shelf that is firmly secured to the side panels on the gap that I have between the top of the fridge and the bottom of the header that runs across the top. And then what I will do is when I build this shelf, it will be sitting in there where when the fridge is slid in with that board glued to the top of the fridge, it will slide right in just barely underneath that shelf where they almost meet, like this. It'd be better if I put where they almost meet like this. And then what I will do is run screws down through the shelf into the board that is glued to the fridge, and that will secure it this way. Then for added security, and I've already got a dam, if you will, at the back of the fridge on the floor at the very back, securely anchored to the floor. The back of the fridge is slid right up against that on the bottom. The back of the fridge is already slid up against that. So it will keep it from sliding towards the front of the trailer. And then, of course, it'll be screwed at the top. And then for additional security, we're going to install D-rings in spots where you can't really see them deep down on the inside of the side panels, on the outside of the side panels, but they will be deep towards the back. And then we will at least string bungee cords over and around the front of the fridge when we're traveling. If I feel like I needed to feel a little more confident about it, I might even use small ratchet straps instead, just to make sure that the fridge is, have it as tight, as firmly as I can.
And that will also keep the doors from popping open.
Which will also help with the doors. So that is the plan. We did something very, very similar in the red trailer. And in the red trailer, the refrigerator was at the back, and we never had any kind of an issues with it wanting to move.
I'm getting ready to build out my toy hauler.
Mm-hmm.
Should I use the existing subfloor? They're going to have a toy hauler and they're going to live in it.
Well, we did in both the red trailer and this one. The only thing that we did different on this one as opposed to the red trailer, we did insulate the floor on this trailer. And we did not insulate it from underneath. Everybody said I should have insulated it from underneath, but we didn't do it that way. I have my own ideas about where the real important places need to be insulated. And of course, the most important, as far as I'm concerned, is the walls.
Yes, we are at 214 people. Thank you very much.
Very, very awesome. This is
so
awesome.
Glad that y'all came and
But the way we insulated the floor on this trailer, we actually kept the original subfloor that's here, which is a 3/4 inch treated plywood. And then we put 1x3s as furring strips across the floor on 2 foot center, every 2 foot. And then we also run a band of it around the perimeter of the trailer on the inside. And then the 3/8 plywood that was on the walls, which I wasn't going to use on the walls anyway, I pulled all that off and I installed it on the floor. But before I installed that on the floor, on top of these furring strips, I ran 3/4 inch foam board insulation between the furring strips on the floor. So we have the 3/4 inch subfloor that came from the factory, but it is plywood. Some are using an OSB type product and stuff like that now, and it may be the more improved stuff like the Advantech type products and things like that. But if it's standard OSB, no, throw it away. But I'm not a fan of OSB, period. But this had 3/4 inch plywood as the subfloor. Then I put the furring strips down crosswise on 2 foot center, ran a band around this outside too, inside the trailer. And then I put 3/4 inch foam board in between the furring strips.
The extra firm one.
Yes. Yeah. It was the rated at 5 hours per inch. Of course, it's 3/4, so it was 4. Right. But and it's also the one that is rated like, I can't remember what the rating was,
but it was high density.
High density, pretty stout.
Right.
And then the 3/8 plywood that had been on the walls, when it came off, I used it on the floor to cover it. So we have 3/4 inch plywood, 3/4 inch foam board insulation, and then the 3/8 plywood on top of that. And it is, I'm a big boy. Everybody knows I'm a big boy. I weigh almost 300 pounds, and this floor does not flex at all. And we can tell a difference in, because we've had some cold temperatures lately, and we can tell a difference in how the floor feels. But that's the way we did it.
And we're going to do our new plank starting Monday.
Yeah,
hopefully.
we're going to install our finished flooring in this
Hopefully
area
Monday.
starting Monday. So yeah, we got 15 minutes to go.
All right.
What else have we got?
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it very much. Hi from Wisconsin. Come on, people. Oh, thumbs up. Yeah, well, that's okay. Thank you.
We are just tickled to death that y'all are here.
No, we are not planning on adding any carpet.
No.
With Bill being an ex-carpet installer, and the carpet we have, and I've been his assistant, and the carpet we have pulled out of houses and what's underneath them. No, I do not want carpet in my home. Sorry. I mean, it's nice and it's warm, but no.
No, we're no carpet. Maybe a few little small throw rugs and things.
How do you heat your home? Well, we have a mini split.
Yeah. And it is also a heat pump, and we've had opportunity to use the
we've gotten down in the low 40s, so we have turned it up in the nights. And to be quite honest, 72 degrees is way too hot in here. I point it down to 65.
Yeah.
If we ever are in really, really cold temperatures like 20s or below, which we hope we aren't, I have an auxiliary little bitty 1500 watt electric heater we can put in the bathroom if we need it.
Yeah, of course, we'd only want to use that if we're plugged in, because they do draw a lot of power. They are a power hog. We wouldn't want to try to run that off of our battery bank, no matter how stout it is.
Yes. And here's somebody say, so much for resting. Yeah, well, we don't rest.
Well, yeah, I don't want to rest too much, because then I'll get spoiled and then I'll get lazy.
Then he won't be worth a flip.
So what else is new? Anyway. No, folks, we feel good. We do feel good. I mean, we got it. We were really, really pushing, and we started feeling the
pressure,
the fatigue, fatigue.
Yeah,
I like this, but
we basically, since we made the decision that we're only going to get X amount done before we pull out, that I think both of us have kind of like,
oh
whew.
Yeah, it's like.
Okay.
But like I say, the stuff that'll be left is going to be, trimming here and there. Probably having to build the doors for the closets, which I've already known how to do that.
Traveled full time in Australia for 9 years.
Wow.
That's awesome. No, we have never considered putting any apron around the bottom of the trailer to keep the wind from blowing underneath it, because mainly we don't plan on being in super cold temperatures. I suppose if you're going to do that, you could do it just like they do in mobile home parks. I mean, they put a skirt around it.
Right. We have no desire to be in 20 below weather.
No, not if we can help it.
if we were going to live like that, we would have never built something like this where we could, hook onto it and go somewhere where we didn't have to deal with that. That's the whole point about that. Now, some people purposely travel in those kind of areas. We ain't those people.
We aren't those people.
So we're going to go where it's warmer. That's why we have a vehicle with a motor in it that will tow it, and that's why this thing has wheels. So
the camper looks great. Idea. Are you almost done? We are very close. Very close. We have, of course, we got a lot of trimming out to do, doors to build, cabinet doors to make. But as my granddaughter told me the other day when we're not going to get it done, she says, look how far you came. And it's quite livable just the way it is. And I had to agree with her that, yes, she was correct. Sometimes we get words of wisdom from those much younger than us.
Yeah.
Not supposed to be that way.
True. What else have we got there? I don't want to miss anybody that says serious question they want.
Marvin says our solar will be 800 watts. At least that's what we planned.
Okay.
Okay. Bill was wrong.
Yeah. What did I say?
I don't know.
On the wall. Oh. Well, that ain't gonna make 800 watts at night, Marvin.
Might if you was in Alaska.
In the summertime.
When the sun is up 24 hours.
In the summertime. Not in the wintertime. In the wintertime, there is no sun, depending on where you're, if you remember.
Yes, this is correct.
And somebody might correct me on that. They might say, now, wait a minute, there's 30 minutes of sun at such and such place.
Yeah, that's a possibility. We know nothing about that.
Because I've never been to Alaska, so, I'm at your mercy.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
But anyway, yeah.
Could you post a link to those 20-watt AC outlets you mentioned a couple of videos back?
The 20 amp AC outlets. Yeah, they're available at Lowe's. Just go in, and the way you know that they're 20 amp is where
Deb is drinking.
Where your hot and negative
wine.
Plug in. On the negative side, it'll have a slot running horizontal as well. And that's how you know it's 20 amp.
And if you'll watch the video we just uploaded this morning, you can see we did a kind of a miniature just to show you our latest update.
Yeah.
So, it's just in the video that we just uploaded this morning, so it's easy for you to find.
Mm-hmm. What else?
That's it so far. So we may be ready to go on our way.
Well, no, I got 9 more minutes.
Oh, well then, entertain us.
Sure.
Let's see if my child wants to come in.
Yeah.
Delilah.
Yeah, it's after dark now. You may not never get her in.
I may not.
Yeah, she likes to prowl at night. Fortunately, Delilah stays close to the trailer. She never runs off, and that is good, but it surprises us. But she never runs off. She's always...
Well, not until tonight.
Well, I guarantee you, honey, she's probably, underneath the trailer, and she's saying, they can't find me, and I'm just right here. That's the way she is.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else?
The TV setup looks great. Have
Thank
a nice dinner this evening. Really enjoyed this morning's video. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching.
Dinah says sing a song.
Well, I can't do that now, but I never realized, we never had done a live inside the trailer because we have so much metal around us. I didn't think that I'd be able to get good service enough, to have good enough upload speeds. But then I got to thinking, hey, I can set the phone up over here close to the windows that are just right over there. And the tower is over that direction about probably 10 blocks. And wow, I did a check on the upload speeds, and they're absolutely phenomenal. They're well over 30 megabytes a second. And as long as I've got 10 or above, we can go live and with no buffering issues. So before we go on the 21st, we may do a live music thing from in here. We'll see. We'll see how things go, how I feel.
What is your battery size?
Our battery consists of, we actually built a battery from 8 cells. Marvin's probably rolling his eyes now because, oh no, Bill's going to describe what I designed.
Bill's going to explain it.
Bill's going to explain
We're in trouble now.
But we built this, it's a 24 volt battery. We wired these 8 cells, and they're rated, I believe, at 3.2 volts per cell. And we wired them in series to arrive at a 24 volt battery. And our 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter is a 24 volt. It's designed for 24 volt systems. In order to run all of our 12 volt lights and our 12 volt appliances, which would be our freshwater pump, our shower box, sump pump, all the lights, things like that, we go into a step down transformer that steps it down to 12 volts. But according to our readings, we're actually getting 12.4 volts on the average from the step down transformer. So that's how that works. The whole battery bank that makes this one battery weighs around 80 pounds or so. When, like I say, it's 8 cells that we actually put together ourselves and built a 24-volt battery out of this. And you can go with more cells, build bigger batteries. It all depends on how you wire them. If you want to still end up with a 24-volt system, if I'm wrong, Marvin will correct me, and I will correct it later. But I would think if you went with more cells, like if you went double cells, you would do part of it in series and part of it in parallel to still remain at the 24 volts. But that's Marvin's department.
The mirrors here, I got at Amazon. The peacock shower curtain, I got at Amazon. And I just Google it. Are we going to add windows to the doors? Eventually.
Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah.
As soon as Johnny's able to help me.
Yeah, Johnny's the window expert helper there, and he's already signed off, so he doesn't know that we've committed.
That's right. The total square footage,
it's 8.5 by 20. Interior dimensions is 8 by 20, plus the V, so you've got 160 square feet plus. Maybe after you compensate for the fact that you're losing some of the V, you're probably got 5 square feet there, so 800 or 165 square feet.
Yeah.
Total square footage on the inside. Yeah. Interior dimensions are 8 by 20 plus.
And it's perfect. We've actually been able to sit here in the kitchen and entertain some.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, visited with a couple that sit on the love seat.
So, of course, keep in mind, folks, you can see it right back there, and we're getting.
Marvin says you were correct. Oh my gosh!
Thank you, Marvin. I was right for once.
Woohoo!
Boy. Does that mean, Marvin, since I was right, that you're going to buy dinner tonight?
No. It's not what that means.
But, the one reason why this trailer feels so roomy, and you can see it behind me, there's only one partition in this trailer.
Right.
And it just comes out 5 feet, which covers the part that needs to be private in the bathroom, if you know what I mean, okay?
We went with the 12,000 BTU.
Yeah, 12,000 BTU mini split.
On the mini split. That's the size we went with.
And I think the brand of ours is a Senville. Last time I looked on Amazon, they were at $764 or $765. We paid $799 for this one.
Now
Marvin and Mary.
Now you got
a
it wrong from Marvin. I'm sure it had something to do with dinner.
Oh, I'm sure it is too.
Yes, Melanie, it really does have everything we need. The red trailer had everything we needed, except we could not have any guests in unless they were little bitty, and we'd sit on the bed and they'd sit at the bar, which we have done that.
Which we have.
And
but here we have room. We've had other couples in here with us and had a nice visit.
Another couple.
Not
couples.
Well, I meant that we know more than one couple. That's what I meant by that. Yeah. Oh. We know 4 or 5 couples.
Woohoo!
So, but anyway, though we're happy. We're so happy. We're so pleased with how everything's coming out. But what makes us more happy than anything else is the positive response that we get from the folks that follow us. Now, we still got a few come in there and make snide remarks and things like that. And if they're a little too snide or a little too this or that, y'all know what I do there. There's 2 real nice features that I can utilize that will remove those comments, and in some cases keep them from ever commenting again. But you're always going to have those kind of folks, and why they have to be mean or why they have to poo-poo on what you're doing, I don't know.
Well, Lori, you hang in there.
That's all I can say is they need a hug.
In the middle of a build is probably one of the most frustrating places to be.
Yeah.
And we don't recognize that. We have our moments as well.
Mm-hmm.
But just keep trying to remember that this too will pass.
Oh, yeah.
And it will get done.
Absolutely. I don't want to miss anything that would be important.
Do you have a video about buying a cargo trailer without exterior screws? No, not really.
No, I will say this. And what you're referring to is a screwless exterior. There's 3 different ways you can go. You can go with one that's your standard one, which is a screw in every stud, or a series of screws in every stud on the middle stud. Then they have a setup which is semi-screwless, which is what we are with this trailer. We went with semi-screwless on this one. And the only place there are screws is where the aluminum panels that they put on there for skin on the outside is 4 feet wide. So the only place there are screws is where the seams overlap on that particular stud, and then they run screws. And for the other studs, they use a special adhesive, double adhesive tape product.
And Brad said his doesn't have screws.
Right. And then there's the screwless, where they use no screws at all and use that product all throughout the whole thing. And I'm the one that I did today, the video that I shot today of this gentleman that's here to visit us in the park. His is a screwless exterior, total screwless, and it looked really, really,
and I think
really
Beth's
nice.
was screwless.
I think it was too.
Yeah,
on
it
Beth's.
was.
But ours is semi-screwless. Some manufacturers are no longer doing the total screwless because they've had a few issues at the seams. Not all of them, and I don't know, I don't know enough about it to express an opinion one way or the other. Okay.
No.
So, but those are your options out there.
That is correct. Some people are just unhappy no matter what.
And they want to make everybody else unhappy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I don't lose any sleep over them.
They just got an ice fishing house from North Dakota and are finalizing the inside.
We saw one of those. One of those came into the campground. We're going to have to sign off here shortly, but we saw one of those come into the campground here
Totally awesome.
a couple of weeks ago. That thing was cool.
They were only staying one night, or we would have been.
Yeah, or I would have been shooting a walkthrough video on that thing. And he said it was an ice fishing house, but it looked a lot like it was very similar to a cargo trailer. But there was a lot of space between the top of the tires and the top of the fenders. And I said, evidently, that thing has got some kind of a setup to lower it. And he said, yeah, it's on hydraulics, and we can literally drop it all the way down on the ice. And then they have a place where they can pop the floor out, to
So
fish
cool.
through the ice. But it
cool.
really looked cool. So one of these days we'll find one and do it. Maybe when we go up north, we might find one and do a walkthrough video.
Maybe
on that.
so, because next summer might be headed a little bit north.
Yeah. Well, it'd be a lot north. New Hampshire's kind of north.
That's east.
North and east. Well, we're going to go north before we go east. Yeah. And actually from here, east is that way. Yeah.
Well, Bill took a little convincing when we started the red trailer to convince me that it was the way to go, and I was grateful that we did it. It was a lot of hard work, a few arguments, a few misunderstandings, but a lot of hard work. So when he told me we were building this one, or when we decided to build this one, it was like, okay, you remember the work.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're doing okay. I turned 69 just here a while back, and I don't.
But for the lifestyle, it's totally worth it. If this is the only way you can do this lifestyle of traveling and meeting interesting people that have a like interest that you do, which is to enjoy life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we have met.
If I was sitting around and doing what some of our kids would want us to do and what some of the doctors want us to do, who knows where I would be. I may not be able to get around like I can. Life is worth living, and regardless of how much time we have left on this earth, we're going to do things that we enjoy. We're going to live life as full as we can. Building a trailer has worn us out. Yes, it has, but it's also been very fulfilling at the same time.
Yes.
And what's really cool is when we're laying there in bed.
Here we go. And we look at it and we say, wow, can you believe this is turning out like this?
Yeah.
So it's very satisfying.
Yeah, it's and then it's okay. It was worth it. It's worth it to go through the days that my shoulders hurt so bad.
What is the app that you use to find cell phone towers? And then we're going to have to call it.
I think it's called cell phone tower locator. Just go into your Play Store and just type in cell phone tower locator, and there'll be all kinds of apps pop up. And I think this one is actually called cell phone tower locator, is what it is. But I can't look it up because I'm using my phone right now. But it'll, if you can get any kind of a signal at all, it will tell you where the tower is.
Right.
And then another one that I have is Speed Check Pro. and that's in your Play Store. And it will tell you can tap on it when you download the app, and it will tell you what kind of download speeds you have, upload speeds, and things like that. To do live streaming like we're doing now, we found that it works best with we have at least 10 megabytes per second of upload speeds. Downloading stuff from Hulu and Amazon and things like that. Um, we have downloaded stuff with only 15 megabytes of download speed, but we've also, when we use the cell tower locator, sometimes we can get a signal where we'll have 30, 40, and when you have 30 or 40 megabytes, you can download a 45-minute show in just a few minutes. It doesn't take very long at all.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We've got several saying goodbye.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you coming in with us tonight, and hopefully we can do it again before we leave this spot.
We're going to do it at least one more time before we go because we have such great service here. We will be doing it one time before we go, and we pull out on the 21st of November. So I will be announcing that before long when we figure out a good time to do it. Now that we know that we can do it inside the trailer, that's going to make us a lot more flexible. And maybe we can schedule it later in the evening, like around 7, so more people can watch us across the nation, that way, and other countries as well. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye for now. Man.
Yes. Thank you very much, all of you. I think we had 214 at my last look.
Wow.
And
absolutely fabulous.
Yes, Bill would like to do a live performance, so we'll see if we can do that too.
Yeah, we'll see if we can do something like that while we know we got good service like that. And while we're down there at that undisclosed location, they have pretty good Wi-Fi there, and maybe we'll be able to work something out where we can do something down there. We'll see what happens. All right. Anyway, for now, you all take care, and remember,
we're not camping.
We're living.
Y'all get out there and do some living too.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Yep.
Get up, Bill.